Hey, 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 happy Thursday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. Tonight is Thursday, December 12th, 2019. This is episode 409 of The Daily Dope. So welcome aboard. If this is the first time you've tuned in, normally I talk about tabletop gaming news. It's very casual. It's not rocket surgery or anything like that. It's not brain rocketry. Just kind of hang out, get some folks chatting away, and take it from there. Do want to mention, because this is a live stream, chat is available on YouTube. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, by all means, fire away. And of course, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell. It's up there in the corner. That corner. It'll notify you not only when this stream goes live, but it'll also tell you when my standalone videos have been uploaded, such as last night's review of Walking in Burano. Really fun family game. Really enjoyed that one. So you can check that out if you would like. Of course, when you are not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, please visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. I know you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. So we got John Vogel, we got Dan from No Enemies here, Beat Cafe, and Doug Roberts are in chat already. So tonight, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit different tonight because there was not really any, well, okay, there was one board game item that I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. The rest just weren't getting it done for me. So, little different tonight. So you may have noticed I said, hey, happy Thursday, and stay tuned for the latest gaming news. So you will find out what I mean by that in just a few moments. Anyway, I do want to mention something real quick. When I talk about giving video a quick thumbs up, I mean, if you watch the show regularly and you're always hanging out and chatting and that, you really should be doing a little thumbs up on the video. Because what that actually does is that helps improve the chances that other people will get to see the video. We were starting to crack, 90 views, which, are nothing for this, right? As far as YouTube goes, 100 views is kind of like, but for the Daily Dope here, 100 views is pretty good. So we're starting to get to that point. Now we're starting to kind of fade back again, where we're getting between 50 and 70 views for each show. And I got to be honest, I've done 408 shows previously to this, but if I'm just going to be sitting at around 60 views per video, I'm going to probably wrap this up at the first of the year. Got to be very honest. So if you do like the show and you do watch religiously, not like it's a religion, but you know what I mean, by all means, you should be giving these videos a thumbs up as opposed to just ignoring it. Anyway, or, if you want, you can give it a thumbs down too. That's okay, because a thumbs down actually is better than nothing. So it's an engagement. So we've got a great day here in chat as well. So let's end a great day. It's like thumbs up. Okay, so let's jump on into the news, because I've got quite a bit, and I've got some videos to share as well. So there is an interesting looking post-apocalyptic board game. It's now available from WizKids. I've got the dope on Flotilla. In 1954, with an explosion over 100,000 times more powerful than even the wildest estimates, the Castle Bravo nuclear test obliterated the Bikini Atoll and ruptured the Earth down to its mantle. As water levels rose in the aftermath, the remnants of humanity fled their homes and took to the sea. World leadership came together to build a massive flotilla, mankind's last bastion of civilization. Now, 10 years after the disaster, the flotilla is home to the very last of us. Like that video game, right? The Last of Us. Oh, maybe not. Flotilla features two distinct and interwoven modes of gameplay as you try to outpace your opponents in bringing prosperity to humanity's new home. You begin the game as a sink-side fleet commander, commissioned by world leaders to explore the new face of the ocean, scour the depths for resources, and rescue any survivors you come across. At any point in the game, you may choose to turn sky-side by selling your skiffs and leaving your seafaring life behind to now grow the flotilla itself. The choice of if or when to switch from a sink-side explorer to a seaside settler, or I should say sky-side settler, defines the very core experience of Flotilla. They represent two similar but distinct game experiences, utilizing the same game components seamlessly intertwined among all players. If you switch, you'll flip over all of your accumulated game components, watching your crew grow into new roles with new art for the same characters, while finding entirely new uses for your ocean tiles and resources, and beginning to trade with the sink-side players as you go after new objectives. As players turn sky-side, different niches are filled, forever changing the game's economy. Mastering this ebb and flow, get it? You know, because there's water involved, will be critical if you're to shape the new face of humanity. Flotilla is for 3 to 5 players. It's for ages 14 and up, plays in 90 to 150 minutes, and it does carry an MSRP of $79.99. This does look kind of interesting, as Dan from No Enemies here is like, Waterworld? Was that it? So, John Vogel is asking, did the feed stop for a few seconds? I am not showing, I'm not showing any drop frames. I am not showing any problems. But then again, remember last night, got in the show about 12 minutes into the show, and all of a sudden, YouTube kind of dropped us because it didn't look like it was on mine either. So it looks like there may have been a little bit of a drop, but I guess we might be back. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because I don't want to have to go through what we went through last night. Not that it was horrible, it's just I had to restart the show. Anywho, so this kind of has a Waterworld vibe to it. I have to laugh though, because there's a PC game that is in early access right now that is along the same lines. You're actually, it's one of these kind of like city builders, but you're actually utilizing trash and all these other things from the ocean. And I believe it is also kind of a post-apocalyptic setting. So, I don't know, this looks kind of interesting. Could be kind of cool. So as I opened the show, I mentioned that the tabletop gaming news was kind of few and far between today. But there are a lot of sweet PC game deals out there right now. I want to share those with you because I play a lot of PC games myself, and I love saving people money, sharing cool games, and let's talk about a few different offers that are out there. Because first off, I've got the dope on the Paradox Interactive Management Humble Bundle. And we've been talking a lot of Humble Bundles lately. Humble's Paradox Management Bundle includes the excellent Surviving Mars, City Skylines, and Prison Architect. And you can get those core games plus their various expansions for less than $20. If you choose to pay $1, just $1, you will get Prison Architect and the Prison Architect's Aficionado expansion, plus Cities in Motion 1 and 2, which I have not necessarily heard good things about those. But I can tell you, everybody loves Prison Architect. I have not played it, but the art style is similar to RimWorld, which I do play. If you pay more than the average, which is currently about $7.90, you're going to get a bunch more goodies. You're going to get City Skylines, which is a huge hit. You're going to get 3 City Skylines expansions, Green Cities, Synthetic Dawn Radio, and the European Suburbia Content Creator Pack. 3 expansions for Cities in Motion, US cities, Tokyo, and German cities, plus the European cities expansion for Cities in Motion 2. So really, that $7.90, you're doing it for the Cities Skylines. If you go all out and you spend $18, you're going to get everything I've already mentioned, plus Surviving Mars's Deluxe Edition, which includes the base game and the Metropolis building set, new housing styles, and an extra in-game radio station. It's 3 expansions, Space Race, Green Planet, and Project Leica, and the Cities Skylines Industries expansion. Nice, nice, nice. So I've got a video to share with you for Surviving Mars, Green Planet. I'm not sure if folks out there have played that. I have. I will talk about it in just a moment. Let's take a quick peek at the kind of preview trailer for it.
You told me a story once about chasing the impossible. Working on a project they said was just science fiction, with only a question to keep it alive. What if it wasn't? Days that seemed like nothing but setbacks, leaving generation after generation exhausted, frustrated, but never hopeless, always fighting one step closer to that vision in the distance. When humanity would no longer gaze at Mars from behind glass. You told me the story of your dream, about how one day you would leave the constraints of the dome behind, step outside, and breathe.
I have to say, this humble bundle is an absolute steal. Here's the reason why. You're going to practically get everything for City Skylines. There are a few expansions you will not get, but there are a lot of them in there. You're going to get everything that's out there for Surviving Mars. And either one of those games is usually $30 just for the base game. For $18, you can get both those, plus Prison Architect, its expansion, and the Cities in Motion, which are, I haven't heard they're fantastic. But you can't pass this up. You really can't. And I've played Surviving Mars, and it was pretty good when it first came out. But like most Paradox releases, it seems like it needs a few expansions before it really takes off. Green Planet is what really made that a rockin' game. That is an awesome game. Loads and loads of fun. So we've got Nefarious Coel and Kevin Thorpe are in chat. It's been a while since we saw Nefarious. Good to see you back. So Nefarious is talking about they just got their copy of Nevsky, which we talked about on yesterday's show. And Cataphract, which is the reprint, just popped in. Just got them. So... And they've been playing a lot of BattleTech on PC. So you got BattleTech. You also have Mech Warrior too. So you've got both of those. Anyway, so Dan is asking Mac friendly. I'm not sure if he's asking about this deal here or if he's asking about BattleTech being Mac friendly. So I honestly don't know. Paradox usually has stuff for Macs. I'm not positive though. And Kabuki Kid is in chat as well. So that is a cool Humble Bundle I did want to share with everybody. And that is going to run, I believe, until Christmas Eve. I think it's through December 24th. Also, so it's Thursday. That means it's time for a free game over at the Epic Games Store. And it just happens to be The Escapists from Moldy Tooth Studios and Team 17 Digital Limited. Here's the dope. You've landed yourself in prison again, and your only chance is to engineer an escape by any means necessary. How you do it is up to you. Why not cause a prison riot? Or dig a tunnel right under the walls of the prison? Or even steal a guard uniform to blend in with your captors? The Escapist is a unique prison sandbox experience with lots of items to craft and combine in your daring quest for freedom. Life in prison will keep you on your toes with these strict rules that you'll have to break. The guards are out to stop any escape attempts, so you'll have to avoid suspicious behavior by attending roll calls, working a prison job, and hiding your stolen craftables. Escaping is what you do best, and you'll have to prove your skills in a variety of challenging prisons from across the world. Become an escapist now. Here's the launch trailer for The Escapist. There is a second edition of The Escapist. This is the first. So let's take a peek. The Escapist is free on the Epic Games Store through December 18th. So if you have not checked out the Epic Games Store, essentially every Thursday there is a new free game. And there have been some that are 6 months old that have been given away for free. And it's always for a week. Usually they'll tell us what's on the horizon for the next week. No clue what's arriving next Thursday. So, and Jorge Rodriguez has popped into chat. Good deal. Good deal. And of course, some strange reason, there's a discussion about syphilis. Yes, and Al Capone. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Anyway, so Nefarious is asking, what's the name of the new XCOM style game on the Epic Store? Oh, that's right. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. I saw an article about it the other day, and I heard so far the reviews, they're saying it's pretty good, is what I had heard. Saying that it's pretty good. I don't think it's blown anybody's socks off, but I don't know. I have no idea. I am a huge XCOM fan from way back in the day. First XCOM, of course, everybody's named after your friends and family. It's like, oh, well, Sorry, so-and-so got killed. So Nefarious says, I've not bought anything from the Epic Store, getting old and crabby about yet more logins. If I remember, no, it's not the Epic Store, it's the GOG Store, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. Yes, the Epic Store, you do have to create an account. The GOG Store, GOG.com, GOG.com, if you have a Facebook account, you can use that as your account. So I kind of like that too. And Dan says, I'm not too fond of the pixelated effect. I'm not big on the 8-bit and 16-bit graphics either. You know, I love how we see a lot of this now. And it's like, oh yeah, all these people are like, oh yeah, fantastic, I love it. It's kind of like, yeah, sorry, we had to live through that the first time. It's like, I like good graphics. Although, I gotta say, you know, Stardew Valley's kind of fun. I don't mind that. But, yeah, I'm with you, Dan. I'm kind of like... The 8-bit, 16-bit stuff, I'm like... Or so, we're talking about great deals in the Humble Bundle. A free game over at the Epic Game Store. How about another free game? That's right, because right now, through the end of the month, you can score Wasteland 2... the director's cut from GOG.com. Here's the dope. From the producer of the original Fallout comes Wasteland 2, the sequel to the first ever post-apocalyptic computer RPG, which I played. The Wasteland's hellish landscape is waiting for you to make your mark or die trying. With over 80 hours of gameplay, you will deck out your Desert Ranger squad with the most devastating weaponry this side of the Fallout zone. Test the limits of your strategy skills and bring justice to the Wasteland. Key features include one size does not fit all. Don't feel like finding the key for a door? Pick the lock, bash it down with your boot, or just blow it open. There's decision making with consequences. With both short and long-term reactivity, your choices ripple outwards, changing the game's events and forever altering the lives of those in the Wasteland. It's huge and customizable, with hundreds of characters, thousands of variations on your Ranger's appearance, over 150 weapons. No two players will have the same experience. Featured in this director's cut is a complete graphics overhaul. Rebuilt in Unity 5, Wasteland 2's environments and characters have been updated to take advantage of the latest graphic technologies. There's perks and quirks. Customize your squad even more. Perks and quirks are special personality traits you can use to give your characters even more life with their own unique bonuses and drawbacks. Plus, there's precision strikes. Fire on your enemies and debilitate them with tactical attacks. Triple a leg to slow an enemy down, fire on their gun to blast at the bits, or aim for the head to knock them senseless, or blow it clean off. There's also an expanded voiceover with 8,000 lines of new voiceover dialogue that's been added for the game's characters and companions, bringing the Wasteland to life like never before. So let's take a quick peek at another video. Got lots of videos. So let's take a quick peek and see what you're getting for free. Don't miss out on Wasteland 2, the director's cut. Head on over to GOG.com right now. It's a little tricky. Well, okay, I don't want to say it's too tricky to find it. If you go to GOG.com, go to the front page, you'll see there's a banner for Wasteland 2, and I think it just says get it free or something like that. You got to click on that. That will take you to the sign-in. Like I said, as long as you've got a Facebook account, you can sign in using Facebook. You don't have to sign up and get another account. So, Nefarious mentions that they kind of liked Wasteland 2, but it was quirky in the mechanics. Funny thing is, I started checking it out myself, and I sort of had the same impression. I was kind of like, this is kind of cool, but then this is kind of wonky too. But I do see that supposedly in this director's cut, they've changed some of the mechanics of the game. So I wonder if they're going to actually kind of address that as well. So there's some discussion about Voku Runki, I should say. Their latest game, we talked about a little bit in the news yesterday, Nevsky, and everybody's getting their copies. So they're talking about it in chat. Normally, it's kind of funny. Normally, I know when I'll get my copy. If anybody out there is familiar with Mo from Mo's Game Table, when Mo posts that he received something from GMT in the mail, I know that my copy will arrive normally a week later. So, I don't know what it is. It's just how it works out. So that is kind of funny how I do notice that all the time. So, anyway, moving right along. So, there's Dan sitting there spouting off about WBC. I swear, I think he owns stock in that convention or something. I don't know. So, GMT shipping is always nebulous, says a gray day. I don't know. It's strange. I know it's coming from California. So, I don't know. It's just, like I said, if Mo says they got something in the mail, like a review copy, I know mine will arrive about a week later. So, all right. So let's get back into some tabletop gaming news. But those are some awesome deals out there. You can get some pretty cool PC games absolutely free, and then you can get some really awesome Paradox Interactive titles for $18. You cannot go wrong. All right, so the latest Pathfinder and Starfinder releases, their major releases for December, have arrived in stores, and I've got the dope on the major releases. First out, we've got the Starfinder Adventure Path number 23, Hive of Minds. It's part 5 of 6 in the Attack of the Swarm Adventure Path. The monks of the Forever Reliquary send the heroes into a psychic projection of the Swarm's hive mind, a hostile and alien landscape. They must establish a beachhead on this mental front and discover how to empower and use the artifact given to them by their Kilaxian allies. Yes, here I'm going to mispronounce all of these things. However, this mindscape fights back at every possible turn until the heroes face off against the embodiment of the Swarm's interconnected minds. If they can defeat this entity, it will give the heroes a powerful advantage back in the real world. Hive of Minds is a Starfinder role-playing game adventure for 4 9th-level characters. This adventure continues the Attack of the Swarm Adventure Path, a 6-part monthly campaign in which the heroes fight back against a ruthless alien invasion. This volume also includes an explanation of the psychic constructs called mindscapes, an exploration of psychic magic, and a selection of new swarm monsters and their other mind-rending threats. Each monthly full-color softcover Starfinder Adventure Path volume, say that 5 times fast, contains a new installment of a series of interconnected science fantasy quests that together create a fully developed plot of sweeping scale and epic challenges. Each 64-page volume of the Starfinder Adventure Path also contains in-depth articles that detail and expand the Starfinder campaign setting and provide new rules, a host of exciting new monsters and alien races, a planet to explore, and Starship the Pilot, and more. This is available in softcover for $22.99. It's also available in PDF for $15.99. Then we have the final part of Age of Ashes. It is Pathfinder Adventure Path 150, Broken Promises. The Age of Ashes adventure path concludes. The heroes have defeated the Scarlet Triad, but in doing so, have learned a shocking truth. The Scarlet Triad has been financed all these years by the enigmatic ruler of the island nation of Hermia, the gold dragon Menkare. Spoilers! Come on! After a devastating manifestation of a violent dragon god erupts from the portals the heroes have been using the entire campaign, they must travel to Hermia to confront Menkare about the Scarlet Triad and find out what the Gold Dragon's plans actually are. Does he seek to save the world or to end it in a devastating Age of Ashes? Age of Ashes is the first adventure path using the brand new rules for the Pathfinder RPG. This sixth and final adventure was written by Louis Laza for 18th level characters, also includes a gazetteer of the utopian city of Promise, advice for GMs on how the events of this campaign can change the world, a wealth of new options for player characters to discover, and more than half a dozen new monsters. Each monthly full-color softcover Pathfinder Adventure Path volume, didn't I just say that for Starfinder? Contains an in-depth adventure scenario, stats for several new monsters, and support materials meant to give game masters additional material to expand their campaign. Pathfinder Adventure Path volumes use the Open Game license and work with both the Pathfinder RPG and the world's oldest fantasy RPG. Yes, I keep pointing that out. Second edition Pathfinder Adventures, I have not had a chance to look at them up front and in person, but I do believe they are dual statted for Pathfinder 2nd Edition and 5th Edition D&D. I think, because they always mention that. The OGL and the world's oldest fantasy RPG, just taking a guess. Also, we've got the Pathfinder role-playing game Monster Codex Pocket Edition. Menagerie of Mayhem. The fiercest surprises often come from the most familiar foes. Just as no single class description can define every fighter, rogue, or wizard, no single creature entry can truly cover every vicious champion, unholy priest, or savage sorcerer in a band of organized and intelligent monsters. With Pathfinder role-playing game Monster Codex, fleshed out hordes are at your fingertips. This volume presents a trove of entries for 20 classic monster races, giving you new ways to use your favorite monsters in a variety of encounters and challenge levels. Pathfinder role-playing game Monster Codex is an indispensable companion to the Pathfinder role-playing game core rulebook and the Pathfinder role-playing game Bestiary. This imaginative tabletop game builds upon more than 15 years of system development and an open playtest featuring more than 50,000 gamers. Create a cutting-edge RPG experience that brings the all-time best-selling set of fantasy rules into a new era. So, I think, but not positive, I think this is for the 2nd edition. I am not sure, because I would think it is very unusual for them to be releasing a pocket edition of this when they haven't released pocket editions of either the bestiary or the core rulebook yet. So I don't know. I do not know. Well, we also have the Pathfinder role-playing game Horror Adventures Pocket Edition. There are things that are dwelling in the dark places of the world, in long-abandoned crypts or musty attics. Terrible things that can destroy your body and shatter your mind. Few individuals would think to seek out such nightmares, but those drawn into the darkness often find it infecting them, corrupting them in ways both subtle and disgusting. Ugh. Some believe those who die facing such horrors are the lucky ones, for the survivors are forever scarred by their experiences. Pathfinder RPG Horror Adventures gives you everything you need to bring these nightmares to life. Within these pages, you'll find secrets to take your game into the darkest reaches of fantasy, where the dead hunger for the living, alien gods brood in dreams, and madness and death lurk around every corner. Rules for players and GMs alike pit brave champions against a darkness capable of devouring mind, body, and soul. To prepare to face such torments, the heroes can take new feats, learn powerful spells, even acquire holy relics, for they'll need every edge possible to survive. That's right. So, and the Horror Adventures is also available in a pocket size, softcover $19.99, which I think this is first edition. So that's kind of odd, right? It's just... And yes, Nefarious is correct. Always look for the title, second edition, on the releases. But I don't know. Like I said, I personally think these pocket releases, which are cool, they're always like $20. I think those are all first edition. I think they are finally just wrapping up releasing the pocket editions that they had already promised as far as getting Pathfinder's first edition out there. So I think that's what's going on here. So A Gray Day says, look at the P in the logo. You can tell if it's first or second edition. Well, like Nefarious said, there's second edition in the upper right corner as well. But I also want to point out right now, there is another Humble Bundle out there that has a lot of the setting books, the player companions and things like that for the world of Galarian for first edition. And I think you can score all of them, like 50 PDFs for $40. So that is going on right now. That runs through, I think it runs through New Year's Eve. All right, so my final news piece, now available in PDF from Osprey Games, is Paleo Mythic. Here's the dope. Paleo Mythic is a role-playing game of grim survival and mythical adventures in the land of ancient Mu, a harsh prehistoric world full of mysterious ruins and temples to explore, huge and terrible creatures that roam and spread fear across the land, and nefarious mystics and sorcerers who plot dark schemes from the shadows. It is a world of biting cold winters, of people hunting and foraging to survive, and tribes that wage relentless war. Take on the roles of hunters, healers, warriors, soothsayers, and more. Players will navigate a world of hostile tribes, otherworldly spirits, prehistoric beasts, and monstrous creatures lurking in the dark places of the world. Players have huge scope in sculpting the game experience that best suits them, whether it's a gritty survival story without a trace of the mystical, or a tale of grand adventure and exploration in a mythic setting. The 288-page PDF can now be had over at DriveThruRPG for $24.50. You may have already noticed I have done first look videos for Paleo Mythic as well as Romance of the Perilous Land, which are the two initial releases in Osprey Games' new lineup of role-playing games. And I've got the review of it coming soon. So here's what the cool thing about this was, I thought, as Dan from No Enemies here is calling it a night. Good to see you, Dan. So over on DriveThruRPG, if you go check out Paleo Mythic or Romance of the Perilous Land, Osprey Games is actually using my videos. They've embedded my first look videos into their actual sell sheet information. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, wow, hey, sweet. I thought that was pretty interesting. Nobody has ever done that as far as the role-playing game videos that I've done. This is the first time that somebody's actually put it into DriveThruRPG's sell page. So I thought that was kind of cool. So we're doing a little role playing going on, I guess. In chat. What do you guys think you're doing, Alexa and the Starfinder RPG that we were talking about yesterday? So, yes. So, BattleTech does work on OS 10. Cool. Very cool. BattleTech just came out, wasn't it? Wasn't it Tuesday it came out? I am hearing that some people are disappointed, but I understand that people who are disappointed in it are disappointed because they were expecting something else. They were expecting a different kind of game. So, it's Ozzy, the prehistoric Iceman they found in the Alps. I'm not familiar with that. You're eaten by a giant sloth. There you go. Take an arrow to the knee, right? You know what's funny? Everybody thought that arrow to the knee was basically from Game of Thrones, and that is not where taking an arrow to the knee originated from. So, that is it for tonight's news. That is pretty much it. As I mentioned when I opened the show up last night, I posted my video review for Walking in Verano, and I show you a little bit of how to play as well. So we enjoyed it. We like it. It's a cool game. Check it out. Thank you, Nefarious Coel. Correct. It is a Skyrim reference. Better than a lance to the eye. Better than a lance to the boil, too. Alrighty. So, that is it for tonight's show. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll actually have more tabletop gaming news. This is just weird today. But I knew there were some really good deals and some free games out there on PC. So I thought, you know what? I do some PC game news on the website from time to time. Might as well include it in the show. Save some people some money. Just think, you're going to get a bunch of really cool games for a grand total of about $18 if you want to get everything. So, all right. As I like to point out, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. I talked about this at the open of the show. If you watch every day and you stream live and you jump into chat, you should probably be doing a thumbs up, right? Because that helps actually boost the exposure of the videos and the channel, amazingly enough. Even a thumbs down does it too. Not doing anything doesn't really help. So I was going to say, if you hang out all the time, watch the show, jump into chat, you really should be doing a little thumbs up. Anyway, by all means, subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell. It'll notify you not only when the stream goes live, it'll also tell you when my standalone videos get uploaded as well. Got a few on the horizon for this weekend too. So, gonna surprise you. Some role-playing stuff, some board game stuff. Good stuff though. Everything's cool. Everything's getting thumbs ups. So yeah, I guess I'm giving that away, right? Anyway, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Everybody who watched live and hung out and chat, thank you very much for keeping me company as always, so I don't feel like a complete doofus just sitting here blabbing away into a camera. And of course, everybody who watches live or on Memorex, really doesn't matter. If you watch, thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate that. Of course, I will be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. So until then, everybody enjoy your Thursday nights and happy trails. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo-boo. Zoobadoo-badoo-badoo-boo. Zabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-bum. Zibba. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So, if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.